What did ancient Romans eat? Well, first off, they really liked their bread. Romans of all social classes enjoyed bread, which was often dipped into their wine. The common folk would buy their bread from street vendors, and the wealthier folks would have their bread baked by their slaves. The most popular type of bread was a flat, round loaf called panis quadratus. It was cheap and made from wheat flour, water, and salt. The flour was usually bought and sold by weight. In fact, an entire industry sprang up around the adulteration of flour. Unscrupulous sellers would throw in whatever they had on hand, making more flour from less grain. The most common additive was sawdust, of course, plaster, bones, and the bodies of small animals. Yum! To make sure the bread didn't get stale, it was often soaked in vinegar or wine before serving. The other staple of the Roman diet was a fermented fish sauce called garum. It was made by steeping the entrails of fish and shellfish in vinegar for months. The resulting product was a dark brown liquid with a strong smell, kind of like a stronger version of soy sauce. Garum was an expensive delicacy and was often served with the first course of a banquet. The Romans really liked their exotic meats. Venison, boar, peacock, flamingo, crane, you name it, they ate it. Wild animals were hunted in the forests and parks outside the city, and the Tiber River was full of fish. In the summer, the Romans would have picnics by the river, and the wealthy would even charter boats to take them out into the middle of the river to fish. They also kept bees, both for their honey and their wax. The honey was used as a sweetener and a preservative, and the wax was used to make candles and to cover the rims of their plates. The Romans were also big fans of olives and olive oil. They grew their own olives and imported olive oil from Greece. They used the oil for cooking and for anointing their bodies. Now, you can't talk about food without mentioning dessert. The Romans loved their sweets, and they had a wide variety of pastries, cakes, and fruits to choose from. One of their favorites was a honey-drenched cake called placenta. It was made with flour, honey, eggs, and fruit, and it got its name from the fact that it was often shaped like a baby. The Romans were also big fans of figs, grapes, pomegranates, and dates. They would eat these fresh if they could get them, but they were also dried and ground into a powder that could be mixed with other foods. They also had a sweet tooth when it came to their drinks. They would mix wine with honey or fruit juice to make a sweet, fruity wine. They also had a drink called pasca, which was made from vinegar, flour, and sometimes wine. As you can see, the ancient Romans ate a lot of different foods, both common and exotic. Their diet was rich and varied, and they were not afraid to experiment in the kitchen. So what do you think? Would you try any of these foods? Let me know in the comments below, and thanks for watching.